Thunder Base Campus and Community Radio, CILU 102.7 FM, on the web at luradio.ca. Marcy Free there with The Devil Knows Your Name, Zodiac Mindwarp in before that, Tattooed Beat Messiah. And Dawkins started us off at 9 o'clock with Unchain the Night.
How did I miss Zodiac Mindwarp?
I don't know. You're out eating pizza.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm actually quite disappointed, too, because like every time I spin that record at home, I get really bad looks from my girlfriend. I don't know if she just doesn't like it, but...
Zodiac Mindwarp was...
Well, I enjoy it.
It's a great record. Oh, it's a great record, yeah.
Well, she has great taste in music, but I mean, I think that's just a bit much for her.
Fair enough.
Zodiac Mindwarp was actually my first concert. I saw CNE Grandstand, Zodiac Mindwarp, Guns N' Roses, and Iron Maiden on the Seventh Son of a Seventh Son tour. It was the first show that I went to solo that I was allowed to actually drive to Toronto.
I think mine was Broom Filler. I feel so inadequate.
What was Broom Filler?
I don't know. Something from high school. Pop punk. It was the Apollo.
Oh, okay. Nice. My God, the first concert that jumps out to me was Foreigner. When they played here, it was about 15 years ago, 20. God, I don't know. It was a while.
Was there an original member left in the band?
Lou Gramm, that was it.
Oh, it was Lou Gramm.
So it was basically Lou Gramm.
Lou Gramm.
It was Lou Gramm calling himself Foreigner. Anyway, you're listening to the Fun Drive special here of Lipstick and Leather, Hair Raising Fridays here. If you're wondering who this third voice is behind the microphone, Ryan Trush is kind of sitting off in the corner here for a little bit.
We sent him to the corner. He's causing too many problems.
We can share.
Too many.
We can share.
He made too many animal references. But no, the third voice you're hearing is Cody V.
What's up?
Of course, formerly of Love Candy and Thunder Bay, he's got a new project down in Toronto and now where he is now living. He is home for the weekend and gracious enough to come in and spend a bit of time with us. Thank you so much, man.
Where I'm living. I'm occupying space. There's no living being made quite yet.
All right. I guess we'll just get right into it. You've got a new project, which you've put out an EP. First, just tell us about the band.
Well, the band's called Wildheart. It's funny, I had to go to Toronto to meet up with two other people from Thunder Bay. We've got Renee Parr and Mike Parr, brother and sister. They're amazing chemistry. They my phone's going off in the corner. I should turn that off. I'm just so lucky to have them. They moved down to Toronto to do work with the communication and Evan Pang. I'm sure common household name up here in Thunder Bay. I don't want to say I poached them because they're still doing that. It's still alive and well, and we still completely encourage it and support each other. But I am taking a lot more of their time lately, and they're being really good sports all around and amazing musicians, fun to work with. And we got two wonderful guitar players too. I got Scotty B.Goode. He's wanted by the police, so he has to go under that name. Scotty B.Goode and Louis Piquet. I think I'm saying that right. I feel like a jerk. I should know your name. Anyways, he's got like 4 hyphenated names if you look him up on Facebook. I think he's also wanted by the police. It all sounds so damn great, and I'm just glad that I'm back home for the weekend, and I thought, well, why not come down and spin it on my favorite radio station that needs money? Send them your money. I might actually do that too if I could find 5 or 10 in my wallet. But
cool.
Let's you want to play a track? We can play. Want to play it in order? You can mix it up. I don't care.
We'll play it in order. Let's
start from number one.
Yeah.
This is Night and Day. It's a little out of character for our sound, really, but it seems to kick off the album pretty well. It's kind of poppy for what I'm known for, but people love it. So let me know what you think. Phone in with money.
343-8881.
That's the one.
luradio.ca/fund. You can go there to donate online as well. Cody V, his new band Wildheart. I guess it's not new band anymore, but it's his most recent, his current project Wildheart. They have a new EP out. I can say that because it dropped last month, called Gypsy Soul and Night and Day. Here it is on LE Radio. Thunder Base Campus and Community Radio, CILU 102.7 FM on the web at luradio.ca/fund is where you can donate online.
Please do.
To the Fund Drive. Cody V and Wildheart here off of the Gypsy Soul EP. That was Night and Day, the opening track off of that record, and it's a pretty damn good pop tune.
Well, thank
like
you.
that.
Yeah, we thought we'd try to strike a little bit of a balance. You know, we are a straightforward rock band. We have a few songs that kind of challenge the listener a bit as far as some little trippy jam outs, but you need at least a couple, especially on an EP where you're trying to grab attention of people that matter. We've got Night and Day, and you'll hear, I think, third song in, a song called I Know You Will. We'll play a bit later. That is a straight-up pop crossover rock song. You could play it on a country station if you really wanted to. I wouldn't be too happy about it, but I mean, it could fly, and no one would bat an eye, really. And that's kind of what we were going for with this EP, was to give a song for everybody without deviating from what we are and our sound, but just show all the different tangents that we can occupy.
But to keep, like you say, some kind of continuity, right? So it sounds like the same band, obviously.
Oh, and that's the thing, is it sounds like Wildheart. It's got the same, like Renee's bass lines move like they always do through the songs. They tend to pulsate. She carries the groove, and we always love the fact that when in doubt, she'll go to this Boston beat. Just the pulsating rhythm driving beat of the bass, and she'll wait and listen, and she'll throw the lead in just the right spot to make it sound and carry and just add a bit of flavor. And that's what the tasteful players is what her and her brother are, without a doubt. And they rein in Lewis on the lead for sure, because it gives him a framework to play and to improvise, but it also gives him some restrictions so he doesn't fly away and disappear. Yeah, pop tune it is.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah.
Very nice. Now, something that I want to ask about is a particular gig that you guys played. You opened for a former member of the Runaways.
We did, yes.
And I would like to hear a little bit more about this gig. I was incredibly jealous, A, that you were going to be there, and B, the fact that you guys were playing. That's pretty amazing.
It was an incredible experience. She's one heck of a lady, tell you that right now. We had I always troll the it's kind of like the papers of the show listings online. Sometimes they're unofficial, sometimes they're already posted, but I'm always on top of it. And I saw that one pop up, and it was first advertised on Polestar under the Runaways, and I was like, no. But my attention peaked. So I looked into it, and I found out the promoter. I found out that it was Sherry Curry and a whole new band of these young, amazing musicians. I think they had, I don't want to say where she was from. She was definitely from Eastern Asia.
Okay.
Wonderful guitar player. She's so adorable. She was like the stereotypical sort of anime character.
Right.
So sweet, and just shredded on guitar. It was like dual identity. She got up on stage and just killed it. And she actually had Sherry Curry's son was on drums.
Oh, wow.
He's got a band called Maudlin Strangers, and they just have an EP out too. So check them out. They're pretty cool. They're sort of psychedelic-ish.
Nice.
It was pretty interesting music. But that show came about really quickly. We had to put together a set that worked with them. I got to wear my leather pants because they made sense. It was the first time in a long time, and the embarrassing thing was that me and Sherry were dressed the same, kind of. But she looked a little bit better still. It was a great. Lee's Palace is one of the best stages I've played in Toronto. We've played the Bovine, which is always a fun crowd. It's a smaller stage for a 5-piece. We've played the Hard Rock, which had an amazing sound system, but it's Dundas Square. It's more of like business people-y, right? So Lee's Palace was the combination of the crowd, the stage, people who came to see old 70s, 80s rock, and they were super well received. We got to hang out with them before. Everybody paid. They had to use our gear, something to do with a border hiccup.
Nice.
And they were very, very generous afterwards for the favor.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But she didn't do any chainsaw art for you.
She did not do chainsaw art, but she gave me her business card. And I didn't even know she did that stuff, actually.
Oh,
I wasn't that much in the loop, so I checked it out, and I saw the benches she was making with, like, guitars and stuff. She does stuff for other celebrities as well, that I've
she does
noticed.
some pretty incredible stuff. She's won awards for it.
Yeah.
And crazy stuff like that.
And she's super sweet, too.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't quite know what to expect. I was half expecting, like, some jaded biker personality. Well, you don't know, right? Like, the years may not have been kind to her in terms of experience, right? She might have just been, I've met a few other jaded old rockers in my passing that I put my heart on my sleeve and was like, you know what, I love your work. I appreciate you so much, and I've been met with cold shoulders. Definitely not with her. She was a very warm reception, very caring, and very encouraging. Like she was like loving our merchandise. She was hanging off us. It was just sweetheart.
Very nice.
It's awesome. quite an incredible comeback story, really, hers.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. So I think we should get back to the EP here. Cody, the next song, "Gone."
Yeah.
That was a bit of a pre-release teaser that you put. That was the first one you put out there before the album itself. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, "Gone" is this stew. You'll notice it's pop song length, but it's got so many different elements. It makes you feel like it's about a 6-minute song. It's really not, I promise you. But it's a really simple guitar riff. It was written by the singer, so it had to be a really simple guitar riff. I was sitting there, I had the lyrics, I had the melody, and literally it was 2 notes. And my guys took this and turned my 2-note progression into what you're about to hear with this beautiful jam out in the middle. "Gone" is, I guess, our unofficial single. It was out first. It was the first sort of thing that got any sort of radio play down east and overseas. It's also potentially, and I don't want to jinx it, but we're in the market for funding for a potential Much Factor video, and I'm really hoping this works out. We have a great guy who's interested in doing this. He sought us out, and he helped us with the grant application. So we're just waiting on this might all blow up in my face, and I look like a big liar. But right now, I'm trying to stay optimistic, and I want to make a music video. I want to make a music video of "Gone" in Toronto with all my friends. I want it to be just one hell of a party.
Very cool.
Hopefully that works, and you guys can have a listen, see if you dig it, see if you dig the jam out in the middle, and you can let me know after.
Absolutely.
All right, we will do that. "Gone" from the Wildheart Gypsy Soul EP here on LU Radio.
Where you gone? Where you been, good baby? What's your name? I've been walking, running, pacing, trying to ease the pain. Something about you, baby, makes me want to please. When out of all my loving, girl, it's all you need. I know you will.
Thunder Bay's Campus and Community Radio, CILU 102.7 FM, on the web at luradio.ca. Wildheart there, and that was "I Know You Will," third track off of the Gypsy Soul EP. We were just talking about Gypsy Rose, Gypsy Soul EP, and before the break, we heard "Gone," as Cody says, the unofficial first single from the record. I want to ask you, we were talking off air before we started this, and talking about how that's the song that's getting you a little bit of attention, some airplay, and you mentioned overseas, and you had a little bit of a, I guess with England and some other countries you're getting.
Surprisingly enough, it wasn't "Gone" that got airplay.
Oh, okay, sorry.
In England, we recently just heard a podcast that was sent to us from, I think it was Essex, if I remember correctly, and they gave us this really great lead-in, announced us as like a foreign band from Canada, Toronto, Canada. Gave us a really cool lead-in. The thing was, it was on a show that was showcasing Jane's Addiction's first album.
Oh, wow.
So we got to open the show for a radio program that featured, like, I love Jane's Addiction. I can't speak for my whole band. I know we have a very diverse taste, but to be mentioned in the same sentence on air as like Perry Farrell and Dave Navarro and those, like, that was a great record.
Yeah.
And we got to open that show for on air in another country. Like, I'm pleased with that.
Yeah.
I'm quite pleased. And they picked Night and Day, I think, because of its more poppy, kind of off-kilter qualities that would fit in next to a Jane's Addiction featured show. So it was good that they led with that, and maybe not like the track that tails up this EP is Fiery Sweet Thing, which is like a blues song. We'll play that one last. Good. If you haven't started drinking, it'll make you. that wouldn't have been a good track for them to put on. So they were thinking. It means they listened to the record and they picked something appropriate for their programming. And like I said, there's something for everybody's program. Like look what program we're on now. Like we're crossing genre boundaries here.
Absolutely, that's gonna be kind of a thrill though. I mean, not only to hear your stuff on air. I would think that would be just a thrill in and of itself, but the fact it's getting airplay hundreds of kilometers away, right?
I was nervous because I saw this. Well, my guitar player alerted me. Scotty alerted me to the fact that we had this Twitter notification from a radio station in England, and I was like, oh. Some of you don't quite know, but we got some flack earlier on from an English band.
Jason's laughing knowingly. I'm sitting here confused. I don't know this.
There's a band in England called the Wildhearts. Okay, and I will give them the benefit of the doubt, saying they were there first. They probably got a good 20 years on us. The problem is, you old and go home. And our name isn't the Wildheart. We are Wildheart. It is one word. We're not a gang of rogue British has-beens. And I'm attacking you right now on air. Deal with it. The guy blew up. He took to his Twitter and got all 6 of his friends to get mad at us and flood our page. It was more than 6. I'm just making him feel little because it makes me feel better.
He isn't very tall, really.
He isn't tall? You know him? You met him?
Ginger? No,
Ginger?
I've seen pictures.
Ginger.
He's not an overly tall
my
fella.
God. You know what? I'm saying right now, if we get this funding for this video, I'm going to wear a Ginger Who t-shirt. And I'm going to tag him in whatever post. Technology is
You
funny.
heard it first on LU.
This is going to be one of those feuds. This is going to be ongoing until that guy does himself in one way or another. But you know what? I wish him the best. He's experiencing some newfound success over there, and maybe he'll drum up enough money to send me a cease and desist letter. And until then, no.
I think actually his Hey Hello stuff is probably doing better than his Wildheart stuff.
Well, hey, hello, call it quits and maybe do that. The Wildheart moniker has passed on to younger, greener pastures, and we will prevail.
But needless to say, you saw the geography from this tweet, and you suddenly the red flag went up. It turned out to be not.
It was positive. I'm glad to see that it's not just negative stuff. I think the negativity was solely from him and from a few diehard fans of a 20-year-old rock band with a couple good songs. So I was completely pleased to see something positive come out of there, and especially radio play. And the same guy later posted an interview he did with us. It's Music Muso. I'm not sure how you find that, but I know him on Twitter. Music Muso, a really quirky interview where he makes fun of me for liking Lana Del Rey. I don't care.
Like what you like, ignore the rest. Right?
Oh yeah, but yeah. Hopefully we'll get some more radio play too. Like I've been getting a lot of electronic email responses from a lot of places, especially campus radios like yourselves across Canada. In the States, we just did an interview for, I want to say U of T, whatever their station is. Sorry, I forgot what your station was. It was a very nice interview with Darren Flowers of Stone River. They played a couple tracks. He also snuck in some of his tracks, which, I don't know.
Sneaky.
You know what? I think we should play the title track, Gypsy Soul.
All right.
As it is next in the track listing. It's a bit of a long one, so grab a beverage. It's worth it. It's got a little bit of a slow intro, but we'll build into it. Work with us.
Sounds good. All right, the title track from the Gypsy Soul EP, Wildheart, here on CILU 102.7 FM. Of course, this is the Fun to Drive. You can give us a ring, 343-8881, luradio.ca/fund. Thunder Bay's campus and community radio, CILU 102.7 FM, on the web at luradio.ca. The title track from Wildheart's Gypsy Soul EP. Cody V in studio with us. Ryan Tresher, Lipstick and Leather, still sitting in the corner. Matt Prokopchuk here of Glam Rocks, and the Witchfinder General, Jason Wellwood of Dynamite Jet Saloon.
That is probably the first and last radio time for that song, just because of its length.
6.5 minutes, I think that's what it said.
You know, unless we hit some sort of Zeppelin-esque fame, I don't think they're going to give us that leeway very often. So I thank you.
Oh, not a problem.
I know Scotty, our guitar player back in Toronto, who's sitting there listening intently, is very thankful as well, because he's so damn proud of that intro. Like, the guy crafted that probably in the womb and has been perfecting it ever since.
So you guys self-produced the record.
Yeah.
Talk to me a bit about that. Kind of being involved in. I mean, you talk to bands about songwriting and playing and forming and touring and gigging and all that, but doing the behind the board stuff. I guess what I'm trying to ask is, how does that go into actually making the record? How important is that basically from your perspective, having done it?
So important. Like, the learning curve looks like a roller coaster from hell. Once you think you know what you're doing, you have to learn another piece of software or another plugin within the software. Like, I'm not a technology guy. I would like to plug in a microphone and play, but that's just not how it works these days. Things need to be polished. They need to sound punchy. Especially drums. Drums are such a pain. Like, I thought the drums sounded good in the first place, and you sit it next to something like Big Wreck or like the new Monster Magnet album, you're like, my drums don't sound good. So what you do is you use the software there. You use your certain filters, certain plugins to just give them that punch and that tightness, and to take some of that room off and then to add some of the room back. And I put myself through a boot camp. I was working like all the rest of us do. I was working days. Stupid part-time McJobs, right? So I'm working days. I go home and I eat something. And we were renting a studio off a really good friend. Check out his label at I think it's Little Noise Records. You could find it. His name is Mike S. He let us use his studio for dirt cheap. The catch was it's midnight shift, and I'm thinking, perfect. I work days. I didn't factor in sleep.
Kind of important, but...
Sleep factored in itself, and I'm pretty sure I woke up a few times as he was coming into work the next morning. But it paid off. Like, sleepless, coffee-filled nights of just trying to teach myself these programs. And then once you think you learn it, your brain is mush. You got to take a break. You come back and you listen to your mixes, and you get your mixes right, and then the rest of the band doesn't like the mixes. And then you get them right again, then you don't like the mixes. But I think the time we spent on it, and we didn't fight about it. That's the thing, is we all kind of had an idea of what we wanted to sound like, and we didn't rest until each of our desires for that track and that album and the order of which they flowed congealed into something. We could all look at each other, nod, and wait for the other one to say something, but they never did at that point. There was a congealing point where it just worked, and then we hit save and you walk the heck away from it, because it's not going to get any better. Could we have done things better? Sure. And we're doing them better now. We've just wrapped up recording for... we have a really strange way we're going to do things. We're going to put out another EP in 6 months-ish. Don't quote me on the date. But we have the drums done. The drums are recorded. Funny thing is, we also have plans for the third. We have a trilogy of these EPs coming out. We think, stay fresh. You put out one album, it's dead air in a few months. People don't care anymore. So we're trying to do these EPs.
Keep people wanting more.
Yeah, consistently release one every half a year, or when the buzz starts to die, and hopefully by the time we get this third one out, which is gonna just rock your world, really, it's our production value will be up just from our experience and from the people around us. We're learning so much as we go, and you'll probably hear it if you listen through 1, 2, and 3. When they're done, you'll probably hear a great improvement. Not to say that the stuff at the beginning isn't fantastic. It doesn't have merit, because it's the best stuff I've worked on in or out of a studio. And the pride that I get from saying that I was there, from putting the microphones in front of the drums and hitting them till they sounded good, to the point where I hit save and send to master. Like that's like having a child. It's like having a child with 4 other people. That big music orgy that's on this CD forever. Well, CDs aren't necessarily forever, but it's in some sort of form somewhere as music on the airwaves, hopefully on vinyl.
Nice.
Look for that
Nice.
Indiegogo soon. I cannot stress it enough for bands starting out. Demo stuff, start small. I did. Some of you people probably have that. I know Ryan does. We're not playing it. Stuff from as far back as high school. Like I thought I was happy with stuff then. You listen to it now and it sounds absolutely wretched. This is the first, I want to say professional, but I'll give myself a little bit of a knock and say it's semi-professional until I start seeing a massive income, until I start having stadiums of people who want to buy this thing. I am semi-professional. Help me get to that next step of professionality. Purchase it.
Climbing the ladder, right?
Oh, it's like climbing the fire pole, man. There's no rungs on this thing, and it's greased. But doing our best.
Well, it sounds great. Sorry, Jay.
But before we go into the last song, Cody, give the band a plug. Tell people where they can find the band online, how they can get a hold of the outside of chasing you down this weekend while you're in town. I'll be around. How can people get copies of the EP and T-shirts and that sort of thing? I'm so happy. I'm holding this in front of me. On the back of our EP, it has all our links, so you can find us. Well, the easiest way to find us would be www.wildheartrocks.com. That'll link you right now to our Bandcamp page that has all of our merch and our links and the digital downloads as well. You'll see the beautiful artwork from my wonderful lady Megan McCallum. She did a great job, and she'll probably be doing the other EPs too. But you can find us there or at facebook.com/wildheartrock, youtube.com/wildheartrock, or Twitter. Twitter's a weird one. Twitter's like wildheart_rocks or at something at Wildheart. You can figure it out. Tweet me. If you can get as far as Facebook, you can probably find it. Oh my good God. They all link to each other. I post to one, it pops up on my phone. It texts me when I post to Twitter. I don't know what's going on. Someone save me.
You're very well connected.
All
right, the last track on the EP, Fiery Sweet Thing. You mentioned a bit of a blues number.
Yeah, it is nothing fancy, trust me. Aside from the guitar work, it's a straight up blues rock number. It's got a lot of fancy little Tylerism word plays. It's got a very live feel. We wanted to go for that. It sounds like we're playing it like we usually do in a bar with people being ruckus. We actually piled a bunch of people into the sound booth after one of our shows. I think I was the only semi-sober person there running the board, and I'm glad I was, because what I captured was hooting and hollering, glasses breaking, just all out profanity. But trust me, none of it seeped into this song. I was quite sure to pick the parts without the F words because I do want it to get played. I want it to be used somewhere. So Fiery Sweet Thing is lyrically, anyways, it ended up being about getting taken for all you got by someone who you gave everything in the first place. So, be it a bad relationship, a junk job, it's about getting screwed and being not happy about it. Like most blues songs.
Very apropos.
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much for coming in, Cody.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I wish the rest of my band could have been here, but they didn't jump on the plane with me.
Next time.
Yeah, next time.
Next time we'll do a live in
studio.
We'll
be through this summer, I'm sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Once again, it is Fun Drive 2014. We're just about out of time for Fun Drive. 2 more hours, ladies and gentlemen. Get on those phones. 807-343-8881. Elizabeth is still here, so she'll be here to answer the phone. If she has to leave, there'll be somebody else. And we've also got luradio.ca/fund, where you can donate online. Cody.
Oh, I just wanted to say our buddies, the Moors, they're playing at Crocs tonight. They're playing at 10:30. I thought I missed it, but I might actually make it over there. They opened for us for our CD release. Give them a big favor. Go over, check them out. They're at Crocs right now. Go, run.
Don't walk.
The sidewalks are icy.
Make sure you're listening to us the entire way over there as well.
Yes.
Maybe take your FM receiver Walkman
I love
and have one earphone in while you're listening to the band.
love the fact that MP3 players have FM receivers.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's cool. I love it. Anyway, thanks again for your time, Cody. Thanks for coming in and spinning the EP with us, talking music, talking your band. And we're going to take it out with Fiery Sweet Thing.
Rock and roll. Thanks for having us.